Today, let's do an everyday makeup tutorial. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Pia. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you. Let's do this. So, usually when I start off, I like to start off with a primer. This is the one I've been using a lot lately. This is the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. I also have the pore diffusing primer, which is good too. I just love like that glow, especially during summertime. So I'm gonna go in with this one, and I use about that much. If you see me looking that way, it's because that's where my mirror is and I'm trying to not stare at my viewfinder the entire time. So I wanted to show you guys this new foundation that I've literally been obsessed with. I just started using it like last week, but it's so good. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. I'm in the shade 360. Perfect for like my summer skin. And this is like my everyday makeup, and my everyday makeup is usually also my filming makeup because on the days where I'm not filming or shooting, I don't wear any. This is my favorite foundation brush. It's from It Cosmetics. And just like to blend this out. And I love that you can see the glow from the primer underneath this. Okay, so for concealer, I've been using the Shiseido. This is the Synchro Skin. This is in 202 Light. And then I mix it with Medium Sand from e.l.f. This is the Hydrating Camo, just because this one's a little bit too light for me. I need it like 1 or 2 shades darker. But I like getting just like these points in my face. And then I go over it with a little bit of the e.l.f. one. Then I like to go in with a bronzer. The bronzer I've been using for years is the KKW one. I use dark contour, and I like using dark too. So I just put a little here, get some on my forehead, and then down the sides of my nose. Just like that, like touching my eyebrows is where I usually like to get it. And then I take, what brush do I like to take? I take this brush. This is from Rare Beauty. It looks like this. It's really dense, so I feel like it just blends it out well. I actually like threw away so many brushes because I feel like so many of my brushes I literally had from when I was 13, and they're just not as good anymore. They were like the Sonia Kashuk ones from Target that I had like when I was 13. It was like my first brush set, and I finally just like threw them away because they were shedding all over the place. Okay. So I kind of like to like roughly blend the nose contour. I don't like fully blend it out yet, and you'll see why. So when I go in with the concealer, this is my favorite concealer brush. It was a free one from Sephora, but the full size one is this one. It's number 56. See? And I like to just blend my upper lip and my chin first. And then I kind of go into the nose, just like tap, and then in between my forehead, or in the middle of my forehead. Okay, I still like to leave the under eye concealer. I just kind of let it sit there for a second. Then I'm going to go into Rare Beauty. This is the blush Enjoy. Keep in mind, these blushes are like super intense, so don't put too much on. I like to just do 3 dots, and that's after I've already like wiped off the excess. Okay, so we're gonna do, and this is gonna look really crazy for like a second, but once I put my highlighter on, it like really just kind of melts into the skin. I always like to do the tip of my nose because I feel like that's so cute. I've been looking for that stupid Charlotte Tilbury like bronzer, the one that Madison Beer did in her video, and I can't find it anywhere. So okay, so that's the blush done. And when I blend it out, I do like to take like the excess and go down my nose just in a straight line. I feel like it really does slim the nose. I find that this concealer does not crease under my eyes, which I really like because that's like one of my biggest pet peeves. And then I'm gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beauty Light Wand in 2 medium. And I'm just gonna go over my, where I did that like blush originally. You can just use this. You don't even have to use the Rare Beauty one, but I like just like the glow that it gives and like the little bit of gold that it has in it. And then I blend out the under eyes once more. Now it should be like pretty set under there. I'm just gonna take this brush. I'm pretty sure this was like also a free one that I got. And I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier. This is the Secret Brightening Powder. I love this one for under my eyes. I feel like it works so well. I like disappear, and then whatever's left over on the brush, I kind of just take to all the places that I highlighted with. Okay, so that's done. Then we're gonna do a little bit of bronzer. So my favorite bronzer ever is the Poola bronzer by Benefit. I just always end up going back to this one, and I just do my temples, a little bit of where I contoured, under my chin, and then down the sides of my nose, just the tiniest bit. Then I'm gonna take another highlighter, go in with the Laura Mercier in Addiction. This is the Face Illuminator with Morphe fan brush, and go over where I went with the Charlotte Tilbury. So I like to look super highlighted and like glowy. I know that's not everyone's vibe, and I just feel like layering all these products really helps to like get that look. And my secret to brows is the Anastasia Brow Freeze. I do have my brows laminated already, but I just feel like this really just kicks it up a notch. So I always go in upward motions. And usually I wet my spoolie, but I'm too lazy to get up right now. So go in like a diagonal almost. Well, with the front pieces, I like to go straight up. And then as I work my way towards the back, I kind of go more of like an upward diagonal. And then once you see like all these little hairs, I just sweep really carefully over them to give my eyebrows like that shape that I like, but still keeping the front pieces up. Does that make any sense at all? Brow pop in the color dark brown, right? Dark brown is what I use. Yeah, dark brown. And I just take this and I trace underneath the brow. I always like to make mine a little bit longer than they actually are, and I use really short strokes, and then I use short strokes going up to fill in any sparseness. Just like that. You see, like it still looks very natural and like very much like hair-like strokes, but they just look more full, which is all that I really want. I just want them to look like a very like full fluffy brow. And then take your spoolie, shader brush, a super flat brush, and I like to clean up under the brows. I've done this, if you go back to like my past tutorials, I've done this for forever. Okay. Just like that. Those are my brows done, and then you always set with some brow gel, and I use Air Brow from Kosas. Okay, now for the eyes, I always use the Puffy Eye Primer from Putty. Sorry, I said Puffy. The Putty Eye Primer from e.l.f. It's literally, I think, like $3, and it works very well. It has the same exact texture as the MAC Painterly Paint Pots, if you remember when those were like such a big deal. Does anyone actually still use those? I'd be curious to know. Okay, so then I do that, and then I go in. This is from the brand LA Lady, and this is the Sweet Street palette. Looks like that, and look at these colors inside. They're like your perfect neutral colors. So I'm gonna go in with Rivy, which is the second one, this one right here. This one right here. And I'm gonna just use that as my transition shade. So just go and apply that to the crease. And regardless of what kind of makeup I'm doing, I always have like the same kind of transition shade. Just like this. A little bit of this color called Boulevard, which is just like a matte, like cream color, I guess. And I like to almost create like a lid. Not that I don't have a lid, but you know what I mean. And go into Cruisin'. Mix that with a little bit of Dusk right here. I love, for at least my skin tone, I love eyeshadows that have a red or like orange undertone. I feel like it makes me look the best. Anything too cool for me doesn't really look good. Like any cool tone taupes never really suit my skin tone well. So, and I just put that, focusing on the outer corner, but still like pushing it inwards to make sure that everything blends seamlessly. Then I'm gonna take a little brush like this and go into Cruisin' and Rivy, which is the transition shade that I use, and just go under the lash line. This is probably like my favorite part because I feel like this just makes the biggest difference in your eyes. I think the same brush, and I'm gonna go into this really dark brown color. It's a matte brown, and I'm gonna take this pencil brush. Can you guys see that? And go and just create like my own version of a wing. I love the look of like an eyeshadow wing. And if you go too far out or you mess up the wing in any way, I just kind of blend it out like that. Okay, back with the lashes on. I feel very like put together now. The lashes that I always use are these ones. So these are my favorite lashes. There's 14 pairs of lashes in a pack, and this entire thing is like $9.99 on Amazon, so I will link it down below. They're my favorite lashes. I just cut them to fit my eyes, which means I cut off like 3 of the wisps and kind of just place them on. Super easy. And now we're gonna get into my favorite part, which is the lips. I always go in with KKW Nude 1.5. I don't know if you guys noticed this when you look back at my old videos, but I have always been like, I never felt like my lips were symmetrical, so I ended up getting lip injections. The girl that does my injections, her name is Chelsea, at Chelsea the NP. I'll tag it right here. She is literally the best, just like so good at what she does, and I really feel like it made my face just so much more symmetrical, especially my lips, because one side drooped down more than the other, which is really weird. But anyways, now I'm gonna go in with lipstick. This is Dior in Nude Look. Just like that. So you can leave it like that if you want. I am gonna put a little bit of a gloss on. This is from Merit Beauty. I really like their makeup. Their foundation's really good, like for an everyday natural look. Their blushes are good. This is the tinted lip oil in Au Naturel. It's literally the shade that I always gravitate towards. Kind of like orangey pink kind of undertones. So yeah, this is the makeup done. I feel like it's glowy, it's bronzy, it's simple. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.